Today we're going to be creating a winter landscape. Our winter landscape will feature warm colors that fade into cool colors. We will also be showing scale, or also known as perspective. We will show this by creating our mountain horizon line, a large winter tree as it is closest to us, and two smaller winter trees in our background as they are further away from us. We will also demonstrate scale and distance by incorporating footprints that lead off into the background, the foreground footprints being larger and the background footprints gradually getting smaller. To begin, you will need a piece of paper, as I have here, a pencil, a cup or something circular to trace your large moon, a silver crayon, and finally a black Sharpie. Once we're ready to add color, on my example, I used paint. If you have paint available, please feel free to use it. If you do not have paint available, you may use markers. Let's get started. To begin, I'm going to trace my moon. So my moon is going to be a full moon, so I want it to be sort of a medium-sized circle. I'm holding down my cup and tracing around the larger open section of the cup to make my large moon. Next, I will be coming about halfway down my paper, making a curved line that gently trails off, almost like a roller coaster. Next, in the center of that line, I will be making another curved line for a hillside. I should now have one sloping hill and one rounded hill that almost looks like part of a rainbow. Next, it's time to draw our trees. So the tree that's in our foreground is going to be large. So make sure that the top of your tree starts at the sky area. The line comes straight down, and then you're going to begin making branches at the top, making a U shape or a smile. The closer you get to the bottom, the larger the U shapes. Next, you'll want two trees off in the distance. Your first tree is going to be a little bit longer than your second tree. Both treetops should be in the sky area or taller than your hill. Start with the U shapes, gradually getting larger as they head to the bottom. Small at the top, gradually getting larger as they get towards the bottom. Next, you'll want to take your Sharpie marker and begin to trace all of your pencil lines. Once you have all of your pencil lines traced, you can grab your silver crayon or a crayon that would be black but just using light pressure to add your footprints that are going to be trailing off to the distance. So I'm basically just starting down at the foot of my paper and I'm making ovals. These are the impressions that our feet leave behind as we walk in the snow. Notice I'm leaving space in between them, and they're gradually getting smaller as they trail off into the distance. Now, pretending that everything is Sharpied, my footprints are on here, I would now begin adding some of my warm and cool colors into my background. And we're using warm and cool colors to represent the northern lights. So I'm going to quickly trace the rest of these items. Now, if you have any pencil lines that are left behind, I would suggest taking your eraser and getting rid of those extra lines so that it looks clean and polished and like your very best work. Now that I have everything traced, I can see that I have a few extra pencil lines that I need to get rid of, so I will carefully remove those. Brush away any pencil dust that I have left. And as I said, my original example that you see pictured here was using paint. However, if you don't have paint at home, I would suggest using markers. So our demonstration is going to include markers, as most people have markers available. Now, when you think of warm and cool colors, you should be thinking of things that are hot or cold. Orange would be a warm color, followed by red, yellow, and of course pink. Now my cool colors are going to be blue, green, and violet. So here's my warm, and here's my cold. I'm going to begin my Northern Lights background with warm colors and gradually work my way up to cool colors. So you should have the beginnings of your warm colors with yellow, then you graduate into pink, red, then you start cool colors, which is violet, green, and blue. So here are the colors I will be using. Remember I said to start with yellow. We're gonna make a strip of each color. And you can draw right over top of that Sharpie line, as it's permanent, so it can withstand marks from other mediums. So now I have this section all marked, and then I can begin to fill it in using that good combining or farmer coloring, going up and down your rows here and really filling in that white. I'm going fairly quickly for the sake of the video, but you should take your time making sure that you're filling in your entire section completely with whatever color you are using. Now we're going to do pink, so try to keep your sections about the same width. Okay, then I would fill in my pink. My next would be red, as I'm doing all my warm colors first, then going to cool. Now see here, I'm gonna run into my moon, and that's fine. I'm just gonna hop over it. Then I need violet. Hopping over my moon. Green. And then lastly would be my blue section. And I don't necessarily have to draw that one, but I can kind of trace the edge of my paper like that, so I know that blue is going to go into that section. Now, as you can see here on my completed piece, to add more of a feeling of snow, I took a Q-tip and dipped it into white paint and added just a few dots of flakes falling. And then I took silver glitter paint and gently sponged it over the moon and all the snowy areas. If you have that available at home, you may feel free to do that. If not, we could possibly get that section completed once you return to class. If you have any questions about this project, feel free to stop, pause, replay, or anything that you need in order to repeat directions or see something again. You may also email Mrs. Muse at any time for other questions. Thanks. Have an artastic day.